Squad, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the internet. Hi, Coach Kyle Evans here. Happy Tuesday morning to you. Yesterday, man, we got the chance to talk about Father's Day and some important things about that. Today, we're going to be moving into our series of the week. If you've been following along, we've been starting to do weekly series, and I kind of dig that, right? So I'm going to keep that one going. And this week, I'm pretty excited about it. It's something me and my brother, the other part of the Brothers Evans Consulting, we've been talking a lot lately about hospitality. Unreasonable Hospitality is a great book, right? I'm going to call this series the Client Obsession series because I think it's important. I think it's a spot that's missed. It's a blind spot for a lot of people. I think especially coming in as an agent, we don't know what we don't know yet. And a lot of times there's so much information and we've got to go find deals and we've got to learn this and we've got to do that and we've got to pay the taxes and figure out the marketing that we miss the experience. We miss the moments that we could create, that we could craft, that we could cultivate, that would change the words, that would change the trajectory of our client's experience with us. Not a file, their experience with us. So I want to dive into that, man. I think a lot of leaders are missing this right now, not because they're lazy, not because they're not skilled, because sometimes, guys, we were never taught this. Years ago, I was watching Shark Tank, and Mark Cuban said he sees a lot of industries are going to be moving into experiences, the experience market. And I think that's truer now than ever. As we get more disconnected and connected at the same time, experiences matter. How you feel when you're doing something matters. Someone said this the other day and it stuck in my mind. Service is dead. Long live experience. Service is dead. Long live experience. So today, tomorrow, the rest of this week, I want you to be thinking about that. What experience am I delivering to the clients? What are we doing along the way? And don't worry, as always, on the G.R.O.W show, I'm going to be the guide here. I'm going to give you some ideas so you can go be the hero in your own story. So you can go be the guide and make other clients the hero of theirs. Most people, we think we're in the service industry. But the ones who really stand out, guys, the ones who really stand out are the ones who understand that they're in the experience industry. Let me explain. I don't even know how to say his last name, G.R.O.W. Let's go with that. He's the author of Unreasonable Hospitality. All right. He's the author of Unreasonable Hospitality. He also was the co-owner of a place called 11 Madison Park. At one time, it was the top-ranked restaurant in the entire world. Not the city, not the state, not the nation. The number one ranked restaurant in the world. And he said, service is black and white. Hospitality is color. Will, you might be from the South. I don't know yet. Guys, anyone can bring food to your table. Only a few can make you seen while doing it. Real estate? Same deal, baby. It's the same deal. Anyone can open a door. Anyone can show a house. Anyone can write a contract. Heck, man, in 2021, if you could fog a mirror, you could sell real estate. But only a few agents will come in and be part of the story. They'll help them feel like their life just changed. You see, service is technical, experience is emotional, right? Logic makes you think, emotions make you act. Service is technical, experience is emotional. Service is expected, experience is talked about. Are they talking about you? Some of y'all, they're talking about you, but not the way that you want. What about the House of the Mouse? Disney. Guys, Disney doesn't just run a park. They're engineering memory-making machines. That's what they're doing. They're engineering memory-making machines. They built an economy on nostalgia, on story, on emotions, on delight. Are you taking a play out of that book. Guys, if you're in real estate, if you're in coaching, if my small business owners out there, heck, if you interact with human beings at all, you are literally in an experience business, whether you realize it or not. Every time that someone comes into contact with you, you have the opportunity to deliver an experience. Are you treating it that way? Are you thinking about it that way? I'm going to give you a truth bomb that you've heard before. Most people do not remember what you did, but they do remember how you made them feel. Are you making them feel the right things? Let me prove it to you. Your last vacation that you went on. God, I hope it was soon and not years and years ago. If not, we got a whole nother conversation to have. But your last vacation, you probably don't remember every street, every store, every single thing that you did, but I bet you remember, like if you're going to the beach, I bet you remember that first deep breath of ocean air, right? Or like a moment that you guys all laughed like so hard. You know, when your face hurts, you're laughing so hard. I bet you remember maybe a coffee shop where you really enjoyed the moment there, the experience, the smells, or a server who may have noticed that it was your birthday without you even being told. Guys, these are emotional imprints. In our business, they're gold. Are we paying attention and crafting moments? Me and my brothers were out to eat at a nice steak place, and they were delivering the steaks, and one of my brother-in-law Derek, he got a steak that was smaller than everyone else's. And we didn't say anything to the waiter, right? But we all kind of looked, and it was a moment, and it was funny, right? As brothers do. Obviously, he's getting a few jeers having the little steak. The server, without being asked, comes back a little bit later with a second steak for him on the house because that one was so small. And here we are still talking about it to this day, still talking about the amazing service that that person went above and beyond without even being asked, told anything. He was just paying attention and looking to deliver a great experience. What experience are you delivering? Is it a welcome home playlist? Is it a letter that makes them cry? Is it a $4 framed photo of their dog on closing day? Like, what is it? None of those things cost a lot, but they matter a lot. As people, yes, they want efficient, but more than anything, they want an enchanting experience. They want to remember it, they want to feel. Are we delivering these moments? How can we use this? How can we take this from the ambiguous to strategy, right? How can we use this experience as a weapon? So Will Gadara, he turned this Michelin star restaurant into a cultural legend, not just by plating fancy food. Was there fancy food? Of course. But he offered unreasonable hospitality. And again, go pick up the book if you haven't. It's a great read. Guys, a couple mentioned that they were in town, right? Because this is in New York City, and they hadn't tried a famous New York City hot dog yet. During the meal at one of the nicest restaurants in the world, they're mentioning that they haven't tried a New York City hot dog yet. They're having a $1,000 meal, and they're talking about a $4 dog from a cart. Will sent the runner to go get one. And then in the kitchen, they plated it like a fancy gourmet dish and served it without being asked. It made the New York Times headlines. That's unreasonable hospitality. How do we apply this? Kyle, that's great. I don't run a restaurant. I don't know the first thing about cooking. Here's what it could look like for you. If a buyer mentions, hey, they love coffee shops, could you go do some research and pick out some great coffee shops, pros, cons, what they have, what they don't have, their menus, and give that to them? Can you show them on a little map? Hey, these are my top 5 best coffee shops near you, and here's what each one of them have. Just thought you should know that because I know you love coffee. Maybe a couple is moving to be near aging parents. We hear that a lot. What if you sent a note to their parents thanking them for raising such great kids? Do you think that would stand out? A client's dog passes away. We've seen it. Can you deliver a handwritten card, maybe a picture of their dog? This isn't extra, it's remarkable. Remarkable gets remembered. This creates raving fans, not just satisfied clients. We get that wrong so often. We're looking to just satisfy clients instead of creating raving fans. And then we wonder why we're not getting the referrals that we want. We wonder why it feels like we have to go out and hunt and hunt and hunt all the time. It's because we're not creating raving fans. I'll share with you a story from one of my clients, one of my coaching clients. They were talking about a few years back, they worked with a family and they were buying their first home, right? Young couple, new baby, small budget. You guys know the deal. They closed the deal, nothing fancy, but she didn't want it to just feel average for them. So before they moved in, they found out what the baby's name was and went and found a great bedtime story, right? Came with a stuffed animal with the story. Bought the book, bought the stuffed animal, wrote a note on the cover, and left it in what was going to be the nursery. Years later, years, years later, she got a picture from them, and it was came in the mail, and there was a note on the picture. It said, "I just wanted you to know." She's still reading it, and she was reading it to the new baby, and it said, "You were part of our story." What? You think that's a raving fan, guys? Yeah, it is. For a book, it doesn't have to be this big monumental thing. You don't have to get a mariachi band at closing. You could, but it has to be memorable. It has to make them feel something. What are we doing to stand out? Are we paying attention to what our people are talking about? Are we paying attention to what could be most important to them? Are we making them feel welcomed or just handled? Do they have stories to tell about you? Would they describe your time together as emotional, as thoughtful, as fun, as caring, as understanding? Because if they wouldn't, guys, we don't need more leads. We need more heart. We don't need more leads. We need more heart. Here's some tactical things that you can begin to apply. And this first one is one that I've been thinking about a lot and I'm looking to employ into our organization, into our expansion team, a client joy file, right? Something that lights them up. I talk a lot about tagging. Are you tagging not just A buyer, B buyer, C buyer, bought in this neighborhood, here's their interest rate? Are you tagging their hobbies? Are you tagging their favorite things, their favorite foods, restaurants, candies, treats, their kids' names, their dreams, vacations? Like, are you tagging things that mean a lot to them? Why? So you can sprinkle some magic on them throughout the relationship. I want you to treat that like your tactical map for surprising and delighting. These are some of the things that are going to create raving fans for you. So, number one, create a client joy file. Number two, design at least one memory moment in every deal. Design at least one memory moment in every deal. It could be a toast, it could be a playlist, it could be a photo op, it could be a letter from the kids to the house that they're leaving. What can you do that is small but special? Small but special. I'm not asking you to break the bank. I'm not asking you to blow your P&L trying to go above and beyond. I'm asking you to make something small but special. Another thing that I want you to consider on this show, it's something we firmly believe in, is that language matters, right? I don't want you to say things like transaction or deal. I want you to say things like story, like journey, like milestones. Your words shape your worldview and it shapes the worldview of people around you. It shapes the experience. What experience are we delivering? Guys, I am jacked. up this week to talk about this. This week, we're not just talking about growing businesses, guys. We're talking about elevating how we make people feel. Because in a world of automation, a world of AI, a world of endless opportunities and options, emotion is our last unfair advantage. Put that on a t-shirt. Tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about micro moments, the tiny details that we can start to sprinkle in that can become massive loyalty moments. Until then, I want you to be thoughtful. I want you to be intentional. I want you to be the story worth telling. Start thinking about these things. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the Grow Show. Kyle Evans, and I get to be on this journey with you. Let's go build something legendary today. I am off to take the kids to the zoo for a magic moment of myself. I'll see you guys tomorrow.